Exploring the Depths of the Book of Wisdom by Harry B. Joseph, Part 35. Welcome back to Positive Vortex, your destination for uplifting and insightful content. Today, we delve into our exploration of the timeless teachings of the Book of Wisdom by Harry B. Joseph. This is Part 35 of our book summary and exploration series, where we discuss chapters 96 and 97, Christianity, Sunworship. In these chapters, we uncover the profound connections between ancient sun worship practices and Christian rituals and symbols. We'll dive deep into what these connections truly mean and how they shape our understanding of spirituality. Please ensure you watch the previous parts of this video series before continuing with this one to get the full context and insights. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. I've placed the link in the description if you would like to obtain a copy of the original book. Also, if you would like to support Positive Vortex, go ahead and buy us a coffee by clicking on the link in the description. Stay tuned for an enlightening journey through the Book of Wisdom. Let's get started. Chapters. Now, let's delve further into our exploration of the Book of Wisdom. Chapter 96, Christianity, Sunworship. In Chapter 96 of the Book of Wisdom, Harry B. Joseph delves into the intricate relationship between Christianity and ancient sun worship, revealing how celestial phenomena profoundly influence religious symbolism, rituals, and narratives. This exploration unearths the esoteric meanings behind Christian traditions and their deep-rooted connections to the movements of the sun and stars. Summer to winter transition. The journey from summer to winter was of immense significance to ancient cultures who closely observed the sun's movements and their effects on the natural world. Joseph outlines this transition as follows. Movement of the sun. As the year progresses from summer to winter, the sun moves southward, appearing smaller in the sky to people in the northern hemisphere. This movement results in colder temperatures and shorter days, significantly impacting agricultural cycles and daily life. Impact on nature. The diminishing sunlight during this period causes crops to die and the natural world to enter a state of dormancy. For the ancients, this represented the death of the sun, a time of hardship and reflection as they awaited the return of warmth and light. December 22nd. On December 22nd, the sun appears to stop moving south and remains at the same degree for 3 days. This period of stasis occurs in alignment with the Southern Cross constellation, Crux, symbolizing the sun's metaphorical death on a cross. December 25th. On December 25th, the sun begins to move northward again, bringing back the promise of longer days and the eventual return of warmth. Ancient cultures celebrated this movement as the rebirth of the sun, marking a time of renewal and hope. The ancients' understanding of these astronomical events laid the foundation for many religious traditions, including the celebration of Christmas. Joseph explains how these events were incorporated into the narrative of Jesus Christ. Christmas, the birth of Jesus Christ, is celebrated on December 25th, a date that coincides with the sun's rebirth. This alignment is not accidental, but rather a deliberate integration of ancient sun worship into Christian tradition. Jesus, often referred to as the Son of God, symbolizes the returning light and salvation for humanity. 3 days of stasis. The sun's 3-day period of stasis parallels the Christian belief that Jesus died and was resurrected after 3 days, reinforcing the symbolic connection between Jesus and the sun. Sun worship and Christianity. Joseph draws attention to the numerous parallels between sun worship and Christian practices, highlighting how ancient beliefs have been woven into the fabric of modern religion. The sun on the cross. The sun's stasis in the Southern Cross constellation is mirrored in the crucifixion of Jesus, who is said to have died on a cross. This imagery underscores the deep symbolic connection between the sun and the Son of God. Birth. On December 25th, the sun's northward movement and the return of warmth are celebrated as the birth of Jesus, aligning with the ancient celebration of the sun's rebirth. This timing reinforces the idea of Jesus as a savior who brings light and life. Sunday worship. The Christian day of worship, Sunday, is directly named after the sun, highlighting the ongoing influence of sun worship in contemporary religious practices. Parallels with other deities. Joseph further explores the striking similarities between Jesus Christ and other deities from different cultures, all of whom share common attributes associated with the sun. These parallels suggest a common mythological and symbolic framework that transcends cultural and religious boundaries. Horus, Egyptian sun god, had 12 disciples. Born on December 25th, died for 3 days and was resurrected. Born of a virgin, performed miracles. Mithra, Persian deity, had 12 disciples. Born on December 25th, died for 3 days and was resurrected. Born of a virgin, performed miracles. Buddha, born on December 25th, born of a virgin, performed miracles. Krishna, Hindu deity, born on December 25th, born of a virgin, performed miracles. Resurrected, associated with a star in the east. Hermes, Greek deity, born on December 25th, born of a virgin, performed miracles. These similarities indicate a shared mythological archetype, with the sun's journey and its life-giving properties forming a core theme across different cultures and religious systems. Symbolism in Christianity. Joseph argues that the esoteric meanings behind Christian symbols have been obscured over millennia through translations and doctrinal changes. However, the original symbolism rooted in sun worship can still be discerned. The sun as the soul of the world, the sun is seen as the life force, giving warmth and life to all things on earth. This concept parallels the idea of Jesus as the bringer of life and salvation. Passover and Easter, the Jewish celebration of Passover and the Christian celebration of Easter, both correspond to the sun's movements. Passover marks the sun passing over the winter signs and entering Aries, symbolizing new beginnings. Similarly, Easter celebrates the resurrection of Jesus, symbolizing renewal and rebirth. Astrological connections. Joseph emphasizes the profound understanding of astrology among ancient cultures and its influence on religious narratives. This understanding is vividly illustrated in Leonardo da Vinci's famous painting, The Last Supper, which Joseph interprets through an astrological lens. Aries, the ram, the disciple representing Aries, is positioned at the head of the table, symbolizing Aries' rulership over the head. The brain cerebrum, cerebram, is another nod to Aries, as ram is embedded in the term. Gemini, the twins, the disciple representing Gemini, is depicted holding up both hands, symbolizing Gemini's rulership over the hands and arms. The twins are also represented by the two hands. Cancer, the crab, the disciple symbolizing Cancer, points to a female's neck, highlighting the absence of an Adam's apple, thus identifying Virgo, the only female in the painting. The knife in his hand represents the pinchers of the crab. Virgo, the Virgin, the sixth disciple along the table, represents Virgo, the sixth sign of the zodiac. Virgo is symbolized by being the only woman in the painting, aligning with the Virgin symbolism. Libra, the scales, the disciple symbolizing Libra, is shown with both arms equally extended, representing the scales and the balance of day and night during the equinox. Jesus as the sun, Jesus, depicted with open arms, symbolizes the sun's rays of light to the earth. One hand is raised to symbolize the sun giving light, while the other is lowered, symbolizing the sun taking light away. Joseph notes that the disciples are grouped in threes, representing the 3 months of each season, with 4 groups corresponding to the 4 seasons. Jesus sits alone in the center, symbolizing the solo nature of the sun. This arrangement underscores the deep astrological understanding that influenced Da Vinci's work. In summary, Chapter 96 of the Book of Wisdom by Harried B. Joseph offers a profound exploration of the deep connections between Christianity and ancient sun worship. By examining the transition from summer to winter and the associated celestial phenomena, Joseph reveals how these events shaped religious narratives and rituals. The parallels between Jesus and other sun deities highlight a shared mythological framework that transcends individual cultures, rooted in the universal observation of the sun's movements. This chapter invites readers to reconsider the esoteric meanings behind religious symbols and appreciate the enduring legacy of ancient sun worship in modern faith traditions. Through this exploration, Joseph provides a deeper understanding of the interconnectedness of spirituality, astronomy, and mythology, encouraging a re-evaluation of how we perceive and practice our beliefs. Chapter 97. Christianity, Sunworship. In chapter 97 of the Book of Wisdom, Harry B. Joseph delves into the profound connections between Christianity and ancient sun worship, revealing how the symbolism and rituals of Christianity are deeply intertwined with astronomical and astrological elements. This chapter explores the historical, symbolic, and esoteric aspects of sun worship within Christian traditions, offering a detailed examination of how these ancient practices have been preserved and transformed over time. Christians' Day of Worship, Sunday. The designation of Sunday as the primary day of worship for Christians is a significant indicator of the religion's connection to sun worship. The etymology of the word Sunday itself derives from the Old English Sunandag, meaning Day of the Sun. This naming convention reflects the integration of solar reverence into the fabric of Christian practice. Historical context. In the early centuries of Christianity, the religion sought to distinguish itself from Judaism, which observed the Sabbath on Saturday. By adopting Sunday as the day of worship, early Christians aligned their practices with the Roman culture, which already held the sun in high esteem. This strategic alignment helped to ease the transition for converts from paganism to Christianity. Symbolic resonance. Worshipping on Sunday symbolically honors the sun, the celestial body that brings light and life to the world. This mirrors the Christian belief in Jesus as the light of the world and the bringer of spiritual life. The choice of Sunday reinforces the connection between the physical sun and the spiritual Son of God. The Vatican as a sundial. The architectural design of the Vatican, particularly St. Peter's Square, is deeply embedded with solar symbolism. The layout of the square functions as a giant sundial, aligning with the sun's position throughout the year. St. Peter's Square. The obelisk in the center of St. Peter's Square acts as the gnomon, the part of a sundial that casts the shadow, with the layout of the square marking the solstices and equinoxes. This design underscores the reverence for solar movements and their integration into religious symbolism. The precise alignment of the obelisk with the cardinal points of the compass highlights the importance of solar events in the Vatican's design. Historical significance. The use of obelisks in the Vatican can be traced back to ancient Egypt, where these monuments were erected to honor the sun god Ra. The incorporation of an obelisk in St. Peter's Square serves as a symbolic link to the ancient traditions of sun worship. Holy Communion and sun symbolism. The ritual of Holy Communion, also known as the Lord's Supper, is imbued with symbolism that ties back to sun worship. This sacred practice involves consuming bread and wine in remembrance of Jesus Christ's sacrifice. Bread symbolism. The bread used in Holy Communion is often round, symbolizing the sun. This circular shape is a universal representation of the sun's form. By consuming the bread, worshippers symbolically take in the life-giving energy of the sun, paralleling the spiritual nourishment provided by Jesus. Ritualistic gesture. During the Eucharist, the priest holds the round bread, the host, above their head. This gesture not only signifies the elevation of Christ, but also mirrors the position of the sun in the sky, reinforcing the solar connection. The act of lifting the host above the head can be seen as an invocation of the sun's power and a reminder of its central role in sustaining life. The zodiac as a light wave. Joseph elucidates the connection between the zodiac and the sun's journey through the year, emphasizing how ancient cultures, including early Christians, incorporated these celestial patterns into their spiritual practices. Spring equinox. Ascendant marks the beginning of the sun's ascension, symbolizing new beginnings and rebirth. The equinox is a time of balance, when day and night are of equal length, representing the equilibrium of light and darkness. Summer solstice. Mid-heaven represents the peak of the sun's power and the longest day of the year. This solstice is a time of celebration and abundance, as the sun's energy is at its zenith, bringing warmth and growth. Fall equinox. Descendant signals the balance between light and darkness, as day and night are of equal length once again. This equinox marks the beginning of the sun's descent into the darker months, symbolizing the cycle of death and renewal. Winter solstice. Imam Coeli, the lowest point of the sun's journey, symbolizing death and the promise of rebirth. The winter solstice is the shortest day of the year, after which the days gradually begin to lengthen, symbolizing the return of light and the renewal of life. Libra and the balance of seasons. Libra, represented by the scales, epitomizes balance and equilibrium. This astrological sign occurs during the fall equinox, when the sun is perfectly balanced between summer and winter. Symbolism of balance. Libra scales represent the balance between light and darkness, day and night, which is a central theme in many spiritual traditions. The fall equinox is a time of reflection and preparation for the coming winter, a period of introspection and inner growth. Betrayal of the sun. As the sun enters Scorpio after Libra, it begins its descent into the darker, colder months. This transition is seen as a betrayal of the sun, which is moving away from the warmth and light. The symbolic betrayal reflects the inevitable cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Judas and Scorpio. Joseph draws a powerful parallel between Judas Iscariot, the disciple who betrayed Jesus, and the astrological sign of Scorpio. Betrayal. In the biblical narrative, Judas identifies Jesus to the Roman soldiers with a kiss, leading to Jesus' arrest and crucifixion. This act of betrayal mirrors the sun's journey as it enters Scorpio, heralding the death of the light, sun, and the onset of winter. The kiss of Judas is symbolic of the sting of a scorpion, which delivers a venomous bite, leading to death. Astrological symbolism. The constellation Scorpio resembles a J, symbolizing Judas. When the sun moves into Scorpio, it metaphorically gets betrayed, leading to the dark, cold months ahead. This betrayal marks the beginning of the sun's descent into its weakest state. Scorpion's bite. A scorpion's sting leaves a mark similar to a kiss, echoing Judas's kiss of betrayal. This vivid imagery reinforces the link between the astrological sign and the biblical character. The scorpion's sting, like Judas's kiss, brings death, symbolizing the sun's weakening and the approach of winter. Capricorn and the weakening sun. After Scorpio, the sun continues its descent into Capricorn, symbolizing its weakest point during the winter solstice. Capricorn and Saturn's Satan. In Capricorn, the sun is at its lowest power, and Saturn, often associated with Satan in esoteric traditions, rules. This period represents darkness, cold, and the death of nature. Saturn, the planet of discipline and hardship, governs this time, reflecting the challenges and trials of winter. Resurrection parallel. Despite the sun's weakness in Capricorn, it eventually begins its ascent, symbolizing resurrection and the return of life and light, paralleling the resurrection of Jesus Christ after 3 days of death. The gradual increase in daylight after the winter solstice marks the sun's rebirth and the promise of new life. The influence of sun gods on Christianity. Joseph further explores how many attributes of Jesus Christ mirror those of earlier sun gods, emphasizing the universality of these symbols across different cultures and religions. Horus, Egyptian sun god. 12 disciples. Born on December 25th. Dead for 3 days and resurrected. Born of a virgin. Performed miracles. Mithra. 12 disciples. Born on December 25th. Dead for 3 days and resurrected. Born of a virgin. Performed miracles. Buddha. Born on December 25th. Born of a virgin. Performed miracles. Krishna. Born on December 25th. Born of a virgin. Performed miracles. Resurrected. Star in the east. Hermes. Born on December 25th. Born of a virgin. Performed miracles. These similarities highlight the shared symbolism and common archetypes that transcend individual religions, pointing to a deeper, universal understanding of spiritual principles. In summary, Chapter 97 of the Book of Wisdom by Harry B. Joseph provides a comprehensive exploration of the intricate connections between Christianity and ancient sun worship. Through detailed analysis of Christian rituals, symbolism, and biblical narratives, Joseph reveals the deep-seated astronomical and astrological influences that permeate religious traditions. By understanding these connections, readers gain a richer appreciation of the esoteric meanings behind Christian practices and their enduring ties to the sun's journey and celestial phenomena. This chapter invites a re-evaluation of how ancient wisdom and cosmic patterns continue to shape spiritual beliefs and practices in the modern world. Thank you for joining us on this fascinating exploration of the Book of Wisdom by Harry B. Joseph. We hope you found our discussion on chapters 96 and 97, Christianity, Sun Worship, insightful and thought-provoking. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to Positive Vortex for more uplifting and insightful content. Stay tuned for part 36, where we will continue our deep dive into the teachings of Christianity and uncover even more intriguing connections and meanings. Remember to check the links in the description to get your own copy of the Book of Wisdom and to support Positive Vortex by buying us a coffee. Until next time, stay positive, stay curious, and keep exploring the wisdom that surrounds us.